Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Darkman, and this movie is directed by Sam Raimi, and it came out in 1990, starring Liam Neeson and Frances McDormand, and I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I like Sam Raimi movies. I've seen the Evil Dead trilogy, I've seen the Spider-Man trilogy, I've seen Drag Me to Hell, I've seen The Quick and the Dead, and now I've seen this. And if you've seen any of his movies, you know that he has a very distinct style. And his movies normally have a very goofy tone to go along with them. And there's always like something funny and entertaining to go along with what you're watching. And it just stays consistently entertaining throughout the whole thing. And this movie is like an hour and a half. And for a movie that's kind of like a superhero movie, that's surprising, especially given now where it's like at least 2 hours or more for superhero movies. This one, it stays so short and it's so nice. And going over to my positives for the movie, I love the goofy tone that this movie has. And right from the opening scene, you can tell exactly what type of movie you're in for. Just right there, I felt as though none of this is going to make any sense from a practical perspective, and I'm not expecting this movie to prove me wrong. And it's not a shut your brain off and just enjoy it type film, I feel. Though at the same time, it's not thought-provoking really either. It's just some nice, simple entertainment that's enjoyable, and it benefits if you pay attention to things like filmmaking. You'll pick up on certain shots where you just have a shot where it's just following something that's moving very quickly. And whenever that happens, I was like, oh, that's so fun to look at. And it communicates such a distinct style to the film. And I thought this movie looked really nice and had lots of interesting shots and really just kept me going throughout the whole runtime. And there were lots of interesting editing choices sprinkled throughout the film, and that also helped my experience. And I thought Liam Neeson was really good in this movie. It's so weird to watch him play a character that's kind of a psychopath and also really goofy at the same time. Like, he's really funny in the movie. And throughout the runtime of this movie, I kept thinking the filmmaking in this movie is just crazy in terms of how it's being presented. Like, it's not boring. It's always entertaining. There's always something to chew on in terms of me appreciating the film. And just seeing all of the craftsmanship going into it. And you can tell that everyone involved in the making of this movie loves what they're doing. And it just shines through and makes it really entertaining for me. There were some really good practical effects in this movie, and I love the design of Darkman and the makeup for that. I thought that all looked great. I also liked the music in this movie, composed by Danny Elfman. And the music in this movie kind of reminded me of like something, in some ways, somewhat kind of, it's kind of like a horror, but kind of fantasy, somewhat. I don't really know the correct words to describe it, but it's something along those lines, and it was interesting, and never took away from the film. And the action scenes in this movie were fun to watch. And I really liked the chase scene with the helicopter towards the end of the movie. That was a lot of fun. But to go into my negatives with this movie, like I said, nothing really makes any sense from a, I guess, practical perspective, and just things just don't make any sense, and at points, things feel a little cartoonish and just over-exaggerated, but I feel as though that makes this movie fun. And also, sometimes physics just don't exist at points, but it's campy and it knows what it is, at the very least. And whenever this movie uses, like, green screens or blue screens, it's really obvious, so whenever that's the case, the CG just doesn't really hold up in this movie, sadly. The practical stuff looks good, but that stuff not so much, and I found the story to be interesting and entertaining throughout. I liked the journey that our main character went through, but whenever it was trying to like make me care about his feelings, I just found it to be kind of comical, just the way it was handled. And one last thing to mention about this movie is that Bruce Campbell's cameo in this movie, he was kind of funny. Not that he had any lines of dialogue, it was just kind of fun to see him in this movie. And that's about all I have to say about Darkman. It was a very entertaining experience. I would like to see this movie again. It's not boring for me, and this is just another Sam Raimi movie that I've seen that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I'll always be checking out his movies. He always has the things to appreciate within his films, and they're, for the most part, very entertaining, except for Spider-Man 3, which not the most boring thing ever, just the only movie I've seen from him that I don't like out of everything that I've seen. And I'll definitely check this movie out again at some point. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Darkman a 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Darkman, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for I Am Love. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.